Hello. I hope all of you guys are having a good night right now. It's it's not a super stormy night. Uh, a night like this, with not too much of a stormy outcome. Um, what the fuck was that today? God damn it! Like an own goal. You kidding me? All you need is one goal in the second half. We get everything we want today. Juventus victory and the PSG win over Benfica. Instead, PSG drew at Portugal. They failed to get a goal in the second half. There is a own goal. I didn't see the replay of the own goal. Uh, People believe Juventus are out of it because Benfica got a result, but they're still going to qualify. They're still going to qualify for the knockouts. It's very simple. We win against Maccafi Haifa. We have 6 points. PSG at Paris. They get the win against Benfica. Hopefully, Chiesa will be back and Pogba will be in action. Juventus go on the front foot at Portugal. Juventus get the win at Benfica. Juventus leapfrog Benfica. When this happens, when PSG beat Maccafi Haifa, PSG would already win the group. They'd already clinch the top spot. PSG will not need to play their starters at Torino against Juventus. They can rest players like Lionel Messi with the World Cup coming up. That's how Juventus qualify. We beat Maccafi Haifa. PSG beats Benfica this time around. We get the big win at Portugal. PSG already win the group, and they rest their starters for the World Cup. The World Cup is coming up. But damn it, Paris, like, what the fuck? The fuck, man? God damn! But it never over till it's over. Fino alla fine, until the end. FORZA Juventus. These guys need to get their grinta back. Their grit and determination. That's what we're talking about with grinta. Adrian Rabiot, this guy still needs to go. No Premier League club is interested in him, but great game, 2 goals, but it's Maccafi Haifa, and your first goal in 50 matches, that's just awful. He still needs to go, but clap, grande. Adrian Rabiot, great game. No Fabio Moretti out with injury. Hopefully we get Moretti back for Benfica. Great job. Vlahovic could have had a hat trick. It sucks. I had a bet on Vlahovic to score the first goal. He had 2 chances to score. He still got on the score sheet. It was offsides. There's a lot of space there. Juventus could have easily gone up 3-0. I kind of coast a little bit. Haifa scored. Haifa had a free kick. The ball just narrowly missed the post. Pretty close to leveling. So we see that Juventus are coasting. But the confidence is back, 3-0, 3-1. You get Pogba back, you get Chiesa back. Hopefully Bremer. He's never played in Europe before, and Bremer seems to be making a mistake per match in Europe. But I'm patient with Bremer. I like the Serbian chemistry with Kostic and Vlahovic up front. No fullbacks, whatnot. Quadrado too indecisive. If there's a lot of space up ahead, if they lose the ball very quickly, I like Quadrado. He's a great servant to the club, but Quadrado's not taking these scoring chances to go on a very fast counterattack. Juventus need a new wing back on the right side. They definitely need a new fullback on the left side. Juventus will still qualify for the knockouts. I'm certain. It will be all good. PSG, the motivation from Isaiah, take care of business, get the win. 2 home matches coming up. Get the win against Benfica. Show how lucky Benfica got. Get the easy win against Maccafi Haifa. A match. Hopefully Messiah score a hat trick that game. But Messiah ain't about the numbers. They're going to take care of business. Get Messiah some rest before the World Cup. Di Maria down on his ankle. I was like, what the fuck? He didn't get a major injury? No, it's just Di Maria in Argentine fashion just over dramatizing the injury to try to play the referee. We will need some of that in the World Cup. We need Lautaro Martinez to be a good diver. Uh, we shall take care of business in that fashion. Try to play the referee like the Italians do. Let's go out and flop and play the ref, because the referee will certainly know what the deal is. That Merry Christmas, Lionel Messi, you must win the World Cup. Merry Christmas. We shall get the referees on our side. We should. But that was robbery against Inter. That was robbery against Barcelona. They got robbed. There's this Orwellian rule in the rule book where they say that incidental contact with the ball is okay. Well, this means referees can be very subjective and go on an agenda to script the matches through VAR to push whatever narratives they want. Inter robbed the match. There were two harsh fouls. Inter should have had a red card. Barcelona they've had two goals disallowed. What happened with the second goal? The first one, they said, oh, non-incidental VAR. Well, Schinter had the ball hit his hand before he scored. Where was the goal there? Why did you allow Inter to score? There was no handball call against Inter in favor of Barcelona. And this is robbery. Barcelona should be able to knock out Inter and make things very interesting. They're running their mouths on Juventus right now. Well, guess what? This is FINO ALLA FINE. We've seen it countless times. And then the Juventus spirit in Inter is no longer there without Antonio Conte. Schinter will bottle the bet again. Barcelona shall be in the knockouts. Lewandowski makes much more sense in terms of storylines and what have you. The only thing that will go in Schinter's way, if it's up to UEFA, is if they want Messiah to be a god, to be a cult figure in Barcelona, if they want Barcelona to go to the knockouts and to the Europa League in back-to-back years. So I'm ready to call conspiracy theory. If Inter goes to the knockout, if they go to the knockout, help out the corrupt Chinese owner, then you will certainly try to make Messiah look like a god when you have Barcelona go to the Europa League. Hopefully not. Hopefully Schinter can wet the bed and Schinter can go to the Europa League because they are that mentally fragile. If Barcelona defeat Inter, then you're talking about some interesting tie-breaking scenarios in that group. So hopefully they get a better referee in the next game, and Inter don't get away with high robbery this time, because quite frankly, that was robbery. You say handball against Barcelona, but no handball against Inter. What is going on? What is going on? I think what's going on is they're trying to keep that group interesting. I still say Barcelona go through. I still say Juventus go to the knockout. Hope we see some comebacks in the knockout stage. Napoli look very impressive. Napoli are the front runner for the Scudetto this year. Napoli, Allegri needs to go. Allegri sitting deep back against Maccafi Haifa. There was no pressing against Maccafi Haifa. That was just dreadful to watch. Allegri maybe just fine to get results, and I will accept the result over the substance or the style behind it. But I feel Juventus should go in a different direction. Still possible to get a point against Milan. That Teo Hernandez could be back. The best player on Portugal is not Ronaldo. The best player on Portugal is Rafael Leao. He is the most explosive player who can take on dribbles. Rafael Leao. That's the guy you have to look out for in the World Cup. Rafael Leao, the most creative player against AC Milan. Mamma mia! I saw that 2 goals there by him in the Empoli game. Um, Napoli are going to go far because it'll be 4 different champions in the last 4 years in Syria, and that's how you know that Syria is a great league again. AC Milan will fall short. Inter are certainly out of the race now. Uh, Napoli will win it from Maradona, especially right after Argentina win the World Cup. So I did go place a future parlay that includes Napoli. So I just like to rewatch that second half again because it's been not many times where Juventus look like they field an actual football team. I think Juventus will go through. I do not want to see the Europa League ever. By God, I will not see the Europa League. Juventus are too big for the Europa League. It happens to everyone. It happened to Arsenal. It happened to Liverpool. It happened to Barcelona last year. They had to go to the Europa League. So it does happen every once in a while when a club rebuilds. But Juventus are as stronger than ever, are going through a rebuilding phase. And we shall be patient with the rebuilding phase. But don't think this is over yet because the motto of Juventus is "FINO ALLA FINE" until the end. This is where we get to see Kostic, his first "FINO ALLA FINE" moment. Fabio Miretti, his first "FINO ALLA FINE" moment. Get to the knockouts. It's not over till it's over. That Grinta, you need to show at the end of the match to equalize. To go ahead. The 85th minute, the 89th minute, and then the 95th minute. That's what these new players have to show for Juventus. It's going to be a nice 100-year anniversary for Andrea Agnelli. Juventus, the results will be misleading this year because it's a transitionatory phase. But the 100-year of Andrea of the Agnelli family owning Juventus is 2023. They have owned the club since 1923. Juventus will be back for the Scudetto next season. I can guarantee it. But this year is Napoli all the way. It's good for the league to see some different winners. It's better actually in the commercialization phase, a commercialization factor that if you can't predict your winner of your league, people will watch it, and in turn, the money will come to the league if you can make it commercially viable, like the English Premier League. They're just my idea on how to make money come to Italia outside of giving the foreign tax break to footballers to spend the last days of their careers. I mean, 18 goals and 1 allowed. That would look really bad if Barcelona are in the Europa League. And without the robbery today, yesterday, without the Schinter robbery, they would have certainly won the match. Schinter wasn't going to score the goal. Schinter there got some momentum. Schinter hasn't shown that they can win these big matches in the group. Only one time they've made the knockout. They were in the Europa League 2 other times. I get the sense Schinter is going to bottle it, even though they played pretty well against Liverpool last year in the knockouts. But that's your small club mentality and your big club mentality with Juventus. None of the success Inter had with Mourinho was legitimate because Calciopoli was an Inter conspiracy to destroy their rivals so they could win because Inter have spent the most money among the highest spenders in the world and could never win a Scudetto in 16 years uh, with Moratti. And they had to demonize Juventus because they own the Telecom Italia. They've owned the Telecom Italia. Every club there was buying referees. Galliani didn't call the referee directly; he had the staffer do it. Moratti was even was recorded selecting referees for his matches. Juventus, 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 Juventus. Juventus, Juventus, Juventus. Inter haven't won the Champions League since 1964. Without Cacciapoli, without the same punishments added to each club, Inter 30 points, Juventus 30 points, AC Milan 30 points. If we're talking fairness, with every club's involvement in Cacciapoli, Inter would have ever have not monopolized the transfer market. They would have never, ever been in any position to win the Champions League in 2010. That is a reality. The president of Telecom Italia was a shareholder of Inter. The trial commissioner was an Inter shareholder, an Inter fan. The punishments were handed out by Inter fans and Inter shareholders. This was a conspiracy to selectively release the recordings of their rivals. And since we own Telecom Italia, we're not going to release the conversations Berardi had with the referees. That is what people don't know about Cacciapoli. In 9 straight Scudetti, in all these countless knockout wins over Real Madrid, over Barcelona, over Tottenham Hotspur, over Porto, we Juventus don't get sent down to the Europa League. Inter can only win through the judicial system. And no punishment for Inter and Cacciapoli, even though they were just as guilty as Lazio, Milan, Juventus, Fiorentina. No punishment for Inter. I wonder why that is. What's a conspiracy theory? Telecom president shareholder. The trial commissioner is an Inter shareholder. Okay, I'm done ranting tonight about Cacciapoli. Juventus are ahead of the table against Inter, and we don't even have our 2 best players. I will give Inter a pass. They have Lukaku. No, because Argentina will win the World Cup, and that is a certainty. Feliz Navidad, Buon Natale, Merry Christmas to the world. The Messiah, the newborn king, is born. Messiah, the chosen one, is the new cult figure of Argentina. You'll be immortalized. Now that Diego Maradona is gone away, there is no way Maradona would oust himself, would sacrifice himself if he didn't know of the imminent World Cup victory. And the same goes for Kobe Bryant, and the same goes for GOAT King LeBron James in the NBA. The deaths just make it easier. The deaths just confirm it. They absolutely do. They absolutely confirm it. Yeah, Death of My Own confirms it as well. So I think the Champions League is going to get interesting. Barcelona, go Barcelona, defeat Inter. Let's go PSG, defeat Benfica. I'm rooting for Messiah. Let's go PSG. Forza Juventus, Forza Juventus. Group match 5 and 6 will get very, very, very interesting. There can be no excuses for Benfica if PSG rest starters against Juventus. There can be zero excuses because you had the opportunity to get a result against Juventus, and when you cannot play for the draw, when Juventus win, then this was your chance. You have to take care of business at home against Juventus. If you are Benfica, you shall not be put in a position to where PSG can rest starters to allow Juventus to qualify for the knockout stage. That's just how I look at it. This is just part of the game. And the World Cup cannot be underestimated in regards to Kylian Mbappe, in regards to Messiah, against in regards to Neymar. The goalkeeping position is not a big deal. Let's go check out the lineup for PSG quickly. Verratti, it's no big deal because, hey, Italia are out of the World Cup. Mendes, Vitinha, I'm not sure if they're starting in the World Cup at all. Marquinhos is a big one, the center back. Basil, Sergio Ramos, I think he's not playing for Spain anymore. So still PSG will still feel a very hard lineup if we get to that point of Juventus being Maccafi Haifa, of PSG predictably responding at home, and then Juventus get the big win at Portugal. And we imagine Fabio Miretti, Paul Pogba, and Federico Chiesa can feature in action. That is just the difference. They have the star players in action. And I do not forget Federico Chiesa scoring at Porto. He has a history of scoring at Portugal. He scored against Porto in the knockouts. He can score against Benfica in a group match. His first knockout goal, Federico Chiesa, at Porto at Portugal. But you can't be sitting back deep against Maccafi Haifa. You have to actually press against teams that they don't have the superior athletes at all. You can't be sitting Chiesa deep back, deep back, deep back, deep back. Chiesa has to stay forward, scoring goals. This is why I believe Juventus need to go in a different direction. I think Allegri is too stubborn to balance his approach. He's too stubborn. But I give it to him that against the big sides in Europe, his very dogmatic, pragmatic approaches will work. But hey, Chiesa needs to score the goals. Vlahovic needs to score 30 goals like he's a world-class goal scorer. Kostic and Vlahovic linked up with the Serbian national team. We need to see more of that from Massimiliano Allegri. But Nedved doesn't like him. But Nedved the other day said Allegri is our manager race because it's too expensive to sack Massimiliano Allegri. The Champions League knockout, but is very important for Juventus. But Juventus sold De Ligt at a profit to get Bremer, who I think is better than De Ligt. Very great. Margaret, here's the thing about Germany is that Pope Benedict, if you recall, was German. He came from Bavaria. He died like 2012. Right after Pope Benedict's death, the German Pope, Germany won the World Cup. In my view, I think the opposite, the inverse happens to where Argentina win the World Cup right before the death of Pope Francis. He's ailing. He might retire, they say. So the exact inverse, you can say. But Germany did win right after the death of the German Pope Benedict. So the Jesuits influenced the World Cup. That France is the defending champion. That Argentina can win after France's birthday with France, the defending champion. Messiah, he lost to Germany 3 times. He's going to beat Germany again. Margaret, I'm very certain Pope Benedict died. I mean, I remember a decade ago he did not retire. He did die. Actually, you're right. You're right. He resigned. He resigned. Could be symbolic. Right before that World Cup. And see, even though he didn't die, I think it's very symbolic. Maybe because of old age or something. He's 95. This guy is going strong, Pope Benedict. Oh, maybe he resigned his post or whatever. Because, Germany, how do you say, FORZA to the Deutschland? I don't know how. PSG are okay. They're going to win the Champions League. There's going to be some doubters. Hey, it's all good. They're always going to doubt the French league, but I don't think Ligue 1 is a farmers' league. Without Lille, we're able to put some tough title challenges. Marseille had a very impressive result. Marseille 4-1 against what was that side from Portugal? Sporting. Sporting in Ronaldo. If Ronaldo can play Champions League knockout football, it may be with Sporting. Don't be surprised if Ronaldo goes to Sporting and plays Champions League football over there. So yeah, I am not ready to be nervous about UEFA scripting Pogba against Man United in the Europa League. No Europa League nonsense. Juventus have been a far bigger club than Manchester United in recent years. To Juventus' credit, they have yet to get sent down to the Europa League, with the last time being 2013, I want to say. That was with Antonio Conte. Antonio Conte got knocked down from the from the Champions League with Inter. Don't forget, it wasn't until Inzaghi went to Inter that Inzaghi allowed Inter to go to the knockouts, but they never did with Antonio Conte as manager. That'd be interesting tie breaking scenarios if Inter, because Inter has to face Bayern one more time. Barcelona has to face Bayern one more time. They'd be level at 7 points, or it is. They'd be level at the same amount of points if they win. I mean, I'm talking about January this year. They may sell Ronaldo in January of 2023. Ronaldo could go to a team in the Champions League. His mom wants him to go back to Sporting. That's why I'm thinking if he goes anywhere, they may be Sporting. You see, Napoli didn't need Ronaldo. What was the news where Napoli were like, oh, Ronaldo? And I mean, never wanted Ronaldo. And they're saying Ronaldo wanted to go to Napoli, want to go to Napoli. I think that news is very symbolic before Napoli go on this title run. Napoli is building the team this year. They got Raspadori. They've got uh, they've got other quality players that is just not resonating to the mind right now. But 6-1 against Ajax. Giovanni Di Lorenzo is the one. I am Di Lorenzi. He's Di Lorenzo. Di Lorenzo. Di Lorenzi. That's right. Giovanni Simeone. Diego Maradona. Diego Simeone is his dad. He scored the big goal against AC Milan. I talked about that. I mean, watching the Juventus game, this was the goal from Adrian Rabiot. Guy's such an average player. He really needs to go. That's gonna be epic. Penflac gonna be roaring because they were scared of Juventus, but then they were laughing at Juventus, and they should not ever underestimate Juventus if it's gonna come down to that. After a win against Maccafi Haifa, and no bullshit draw like the next time around. We thought PSG would be 3-0 like winning the Champions League 30 years later. But hey, 3 wins, a draw, and 0 losses. It's still 3 wins and 0 losses, a lot like winning the Champions League 30 years later. So if it's 4 matches and 3 wins, that's going to be like going 43 matches unbeaten with Argentina. That's how the Champions League of 4 matches and 3 wins connects to 43 matches unbeaten after winning the World Cup. So that cannot be underestimated at all for PSG. PSG need to get the business immediately. Allow his friend, his compatriot Angel Di Maria to make it to the knockouts of the Champions League to see a World Cup winner in the knockouts. My God, they say a World Cup winner, Paredes, in the knockout. My God, and we will. And FORZA JUVENTUS, FINO ALLA FINE, until the end. Here we go. In FORZA JUVENTUS Sempre, the raging bull of Torino shall always keep on charging. This forever be the logo. I love me club. Paredes, Di Maria do the business for Argentina in the World Cup. Juventus of the most World Cup winner. We shall have some more World Cup winners this year. Without this or in the World Cup, we see Paredes. We see Di Maria shine through. Di Maria, man of the match. Di Maria is a hell of a signing. Age is just a number if you are the Juventus, the old lady. The Juventus always stay young. Juventus, youth, and Latin. Keep the fountain of youth going for Angel Di Maria. He's going to step it up for Argentina in the World Cup. He made the difference in the final against Brazil. He was not in the final against Germany. The unsung hero of Argentina is Angel Di Maria. Leandro Paredes, he can kick the free kicks. How good of a regista is he? Paredes' role will be more clear on Juventus. Paredes, I like him. He's got some nice free kicks. He's great. Not much practice time, not much time getting used to the teammates. So Paredes, completely understandable. Even though he didn't have some good matches, he didn't have much time in training to practice with his new teammates. That should not be underestimated. Leandro Paredes is perfect. Juventus, Paredes means we can get rid of Rapio definitely by the end of the year. We will. There we go. 43 matches unbeaten. There ain't no doubt about it. Remember, France won 43 against Argentina. That's how Argentina got out of the World Cup. That is how they concluded that World Cup. The next World Cup can only conclude after losing 4-3 to France to go 43 matches unbeaten. Forza, vamos, whatever you want to say. I say Forza. Here we go. Vamos, Argentina. Forza, Argentina. Let's go. Until the end, the greatest player ever in the history of the world. The Messiah rise again. He will rise again. He will always be there. He will rise again. 22nd minute, amigo. He did it. The Messiah is risen again. You need to go. Let's try Ronaldo and Sporting. Let's go. Ronaldo and Sporting against PSG in round of 16. Let's go. Let's go. In Paris. Man City. We're getting Man City. We're betting Man City. The World Cup don't end the journey, amigo. We're there all the way. When Messiah win the Champions League and he wins the Copa America the very next year after June of 2023. This is a lifelong journey, my friend. And Messiah is invincible. He's going to do the business. He's going to do the business. This match against Honduras at the Dolphins Hard Life Stadium in Miami. He may be getting a preview of Inter Miami. I don't know why the media is saying he's going to Barcelona. We have to see if they know something that I don't know about. Although Barcelona need to get their finances in order. That they could find themselves like Juventus with the whole Ronaldo thing. I don't know. Messiah certainly chose the wages over taking a 75% pay cut for the love of his club. Having to sell some commercial assets. So I don't know how viable Messiah coming back to Barcelona. It's something called fate. Everything happens for a reason. It leads to the next thing. You take lessons from it. You move on. You carry on. So in a sense, yeah, I do believe. Well, we have a free will in our own way, but also it's also predestined too. I believe. But you have the ability to take lessons, learn from experiences, and to reapply them to new experiences. So in a way, you have some free will if you choose your destiny, but much of it is, I believe, governed by fate. Well, I've made like 60 videos on this. I don't know if you're new to the channel, whatever, but I like the Packers over the Chiefs. I like the State Farm Super Bowl with the two guys in the State Farm commercial. I like Aaron Rodgers against Patrick Mahomes. I like the Packers' 14th championship this year already. The guy who made his 14th career touchdown of his career had the opening touchdown on the opening week of the season. Lombardi had 98 wins with the Packers. The season began on 9-8. Rodgers will win the Super Bowl 12 years later. That's his number. New York is the 11th state. It's been 11 years since the Packers won the Super Bowl. The Giants were the last NFC team to win the Super Bowl at Glendale. The tides have not turned. So yeah, I like Packers against the Chiefs. I thought the Packers would be a team playing the wild card round, but it's looking like they're getting a bye again. And not scoring that quickly will help give the defense some more rest. By having longer drives and not that quick scoring drives will help the defense rest. I still have the Lakers over the Celtics. I realize people are still wondering what I'm thinking about Ime Udoka and all that, but it don't matter. It don't matter who the coach of the team is. I believe that Celtics will still be playing the NBA Finals, but I've just yet to get around that because my Major League Baseball bracket, you have Champions League action, you have great Jorginho's chase of Roger Maris, you've got the NFL picks. So, busy agenda. I am also covering the King LeBron MMA show. The season's coming up. King LeBron MMA show. The whole squad ready to get back in action. King LeBron MMA show. His name is Goat LeBron. He's about to figure out what 206 is all about. He's about to do the business. So yeah, a lot is coming out, but I will be sure to cover it all. Maybe I get all of it by Saturday, but after Juventus face off against Milan, it is after Juventus first the match against Milan. If I don't cover everything, then yeah, I will do the rest of what I have on the agenda. The playoff bracket, the no cough, the playoff bracket, go keep the ball, make sure week 5 picks, the Messiah match, the Premier League match of the week, the Serie A match of the week. My heart says we can get a draw. Maybe not. Yeah, maybe not against Milan. What? No, Juventus, no! Something tells me Milan need to be 3 points outside the title race because Napoli are going to beat Cremonese. So if Milan win, well, Verona is to match at 21. If Milan draw, they pick up the 3 points against Verona. If Milan win, then guess what? 0-0. The match begins against Verona. Milan are at 21 points. And if they beat Verona, then point 22, point 23, 0-0. Beating Juventus means they're at 21 points when the referee blows his whistle to begin the match at 0-0. Milan would be at 1 point because 0-0 means you're at a draw. Maybe Juventus still beat Milan until Pogba and Chiesa come back. I think it's victory as long as Milan and Inter don't win the Scudetto this year. They are traditional rivals. Inter, number 1. Number two, Milan. It'd still be cool if we see a very symbolic tribute happen for Diego Maradona. That Napoli winning the Scudetto will tie in to a World Cup victory for Argentina. With that being said, when Argentina win the World Cup, not if, when. When Argentina win the World Cup, it will be clear as day that Napoli win the Scudetto. And already Napoli has defeated AC Milan. That match was at the San Siro. This is what we're talking about. Napoli already defeated Milan away. I'm telling you, Luciano Spalletti used to manage Inter. Inter sacked him because they barely got in the Champions League. That was before the squad investment. Well, you know what? Luciano Spalletti, manager of Napoli, will defeat Inter in May to win the Scudetto. I'm calling it. Inter lose again. They had Bonucci and they got rid of Bonucci. Inter had Andrea Pirlo and they let him lose. Inter, my God, my God. No, no, no. Inter Merda. Inter. Yep. So keep an eye out for the Champions League. Juventus are not out of it. I get, dude. Milan has Rafael Leao. This guy can make dribbles. Rafael Leao is the best player of Portugal because he can make the dribbles that Ronaldo used to do that Ronaldo can no longer do. Rafael Leao is the best player on Portugal. This guy knows how to take on a guy and win dribbles. You need to see more Serie A. You need to see Rafael Leao because clearly some people have never heard of Rafael Leao. But this guy is Milan's best creative player. Teo Hernandez, a guy that can take on the dribble, that can shoot one outside the box. Teo Hernandez. Tonali and all of his key goals, like the one against Lazio. And what was the match last year that he had a key goal late in the season? A very young player. They compare him to both Andrea Pirlo because of his hair and because of his ball playing prowess. Tonali has an anger streak, a mean streak like a Gattuso, and he kind of can go box to box like Gattuso. So Tonali is a player I like to have at Juventus, but I'm very happy with Fabio Miretti. Uh, Tonali is a guy that can carry on uh, the old spirit of Milan, let's say, to the modern day. So watch some AC Milan matches because I do like betting on Milan when I think they win. Like I bet on Milan to win the Scudetto last year, even though it's never Forza Milan. It's Forza Juventus, black and white. Juventus. All these people say Milan back in Europe. They can win the Champions League. They can win the Champions League. Far different Champions League than it's been back in the day, in the 80s and the 90s. Much different European Cup. Much different game in terms of commercialization than even back as far as 2007 when they last won the UEFA Champions League. And the revenue resources that Juventus have by owning and operating their own stadium complicates matters at hand. That Juventus makes it the attractive spot to have almost guaranteed Champions League football. Udinese will drop out. They will drop out because injuries will happen. It's not going to last the whole year. Once Pogba and Chiesa are back, I expect Juventus to be picking up threes like there's that like it's a it's like a computer that it's automatic. That's how I look at the situation. If you had Pogba-Chiesa against Roma, if you went those draw against Roma, you think we could have won against Roma? You think we have got a goal in a 0-0 draw against Sampdoria? We certainly wouldn't have lost against Benfica. Allegri needs to always think like a big manager. He was very pissed that Juventus didn't do anything after scoring the first goal against Milan last year, but having play a good game against Sampdoria 0-0, we should be sitting very far deep against Maccafi Haifa. Are you kidding me, Allegri? Not patient with Sarri and Pirlo at all. Andrea Agnelli cannot sack Allegri because he's paid a bunch of money. You sack Allegri because he's too pragmatic, too dogmatic. True, you got a lot of draws last year. You had 2 draws against Milan, 1 against Inter. So this approach can work. It wasn't down to Allegri losing the Villarreal. Juventus just had a lot of missed chances the second leg. They were turned it back to home where they didn't lose away, and they just had a bunch of chances. But the goalpost was magnetic. I think Ceferin's a stupid-ass cunt who was still pissed off at Agnelli for the Super League. But why the hell did he give Real the Champions League? I swear to God, I hate his balls so much. Alexander Ceferin, I fucking hate his balls because Fiorentino Perez was as much of a big culprit, but he still decided that Real Madrid should win the Champions League. Fucking hate the bastard. Fucking hate the bastard. That bastard Ceferin. A stupid ass Agnelli, I think, is a stupid motherfucker for getting rid of his influence. Boy, I released a whole bracket video. I can put in the description of this video. I like Argentina. Sorry, I have a little cough right now. I like Argentina to finish first in the group. Who knows if Saudi Arabia, it's not just the United States being bad, that maybe Saudi Arabia has something in them that we don't see in Saudi Arabia. But, right there, Vlahovic was offsides right there in the goal. He should have had a hat trick. Kind of sucks that he doesn't get the hat trick. It wasn't really down. This is Maccafi Haifa is not that good. I mean, he really should have scored there. He was way offside. He was in no man's land. They should have never got in the match at all. They should have never got in the match. I don't know how that's offsides, ref. That was not offside. That's deluded call. You have to be kidding me. That was a goal, you garbage ass prick. How was that offside? I didn't see the offsides there. Our Serbian gem scored the game-winning penalty in the Champions League of 1996. This Serbian's going to win Juventus their next Champions League title with Paul Pogba and Bremer and Chiesa. Of 4 years from now, Juventus will be ready. The rebuild is here. If Allegri really is the guy, that Juventus are being very pragmatic, that Allegri has got the answers like he did to carry Juventus the 2015 and 2017 final, to continue the rebuild, to see how much Allegri has got. I give Allegri credit that he did play Fabio Moretti, that he's playing a young stud when he sees one. I still think he's a little stubborn. He has to play Chiesa forward and focus some of the defensive duties to some of the other players. Chiesa needs to be forward on the pitch when the midfield, if they get back the ball, they need to get it up front ASAP. The 9-8 men back needs to allow a quick ball to the front line if the opposition loses it, playing 2 forward in Juventus half. And if Juventus win the ball back quickly without getting in the final third, then that's where you need to get the ball to the final third for a very quick counterattack. The manager who does this the best in his heyday was Jose Mourinho. That is what I need to see if Allegri continues this tactic. If the players are not responding to Allegri's instructions, then they need to go. You cannot be sitting deep against Maccafi Haifa. And hopefully, we don't see these coward tactics when we're going to Israel because, very hostile fans there. They want to make it as much hell as can be because PSG had a very tough time away, so that factor cannot be underestimated. But we'll see how much our players have grown up at that time. We're talking about Bremer. We're talking about Vlahovic. They're not playing at Fiorentina anymore. They're not playing at Torino anymore. Chiesa already world class because he won. He scored twice against Porto. He already won the Euro. Hopefully, this ACL injury doesn't slow him down like it did to Alessandro Del Piero after his major ankle injury. So I'm all good with sitting Federico Chiesa, honestly, until after the World Cup. But this is up to the club right now, and they feel that he may be ready to help Juventus immediately. The time frame was 8 to 10 months. It's been yeah, it's close to 10 months because January the 9th is when he got hurt against Roma. So, yep, let's go Messi. Let's go PSG. You guys are the key to helping Juventus win the group. We are the key to helping you get some rest in match week 6. If the script writers at UEFA agree that we shall help Messiah get some rest before the World Cup, then we get the win against Benfica. That they're tied right now. PSG beat Benfica. Juventus win. Juventus defeat Benfica. PSG have clinched the top group knockout spot. There is nothing to play for at Torino against Juventus, especially with the World Cup coming up. And Pogba will be looking to score the Frenchman against PSG. Yeah, that's Forza Pogba, Forza Chiesa, Forza Juventus, FINO ALLA FINE. We are in the knockouts of the Champions League. FINO ALLA FINE. Where is our FINO ALLA FINE moment this year? 2-2 at Torino. Away goal, says the media. Away goal, Tottenham, 2 away goals. Tottenham scoring, Juventus scored twice. Tottenham bottled it. The Juventus, they came back against Inter, that last match of 2017-2018. We had 2-0 against Atletico Madrid, 3-2. Both are Juventus. FINO ALLA FINE. Forza. Ole. Juve. Ole. Juve. Here we go. Let's go. Let's do this. We will win. We will go to the next round of the knockouts. Let's break that down, baby. Who cares about a stupid-ass draw? These fans think it's over. They haven't played through the scenarios yet. let's put the parlay in for PSG and Juventus next week, and maybe Shakhtar to lose and Barcelona to win. That's the Messiah fan parlay. You see, that's the Messiah fan parlay. Get Messiah rested for the World Cup. Let's go. I'm all great for the World Cup. I'm all ready for the World Cup. Get the dude all rested up for the World Cup. Here we go. It's Forza. Here we go. We're ready for this. I think I'm ready for Milan. I don't know if Juventus are ready to get a result against Milan. I don't think Juventus lose by 2 goals. Hopefully we don't play like a bunch of bloody-ass cowards. I know we won't. I know we're going to battle. Juventus' last win against Milan was 3-1 at the San Siro with Federico Chiesa playing. Well, Chiesa won't be there in action. It will be very hard to see Juventus win. I think overall it's going to be a very low-scoring game. And maybe Milan break through and score. And maybe Juventus without Berardi, without Pogba, without Chiesa will struggle. I wanted to say 1-1. You know my heart. Juventus, we will get that result. We will. Oh my God. But Milan could win, make the Scudetto much more interesting. And the real Juventus you start to see in the second half, a real preview of next year's Scudetto, the 100-year anniversary of the Agnelli's owning Juventus, 1923-2023. If the Juventus don't get the 4th, 5th place, whatever, then Juventus will just say, fuck the Europa League, gonna win the Scudetto, and we're gonna have a strong return to the UEFA Champions League. How did he not score right there, Davic? That's what I'm talking about. Should have had 3 or 4 goals. And with that being said, I think Lazio will collapse. So if Napoli are up there, Milan, then 3-4, Roma. If Dybala doesn't have reliable, he gets hurt too much. I mean, Juventus are 3 points behind Roma. All I have to say is fuck Mourinho if he gets a result at the Stadio Olimpico. We will definitely jump Lazio. We will definitely jump Udinese. Atalanta haven't lost a game yet. Atalanta have 20 points. Juventus have 13. Juventus have yet to face Atalanta, but hopefully Juventus beat Atalanta 2 times. It's a tight race for top 4 this year, to say the least, but traditionally teams like Atalanta and Lazio, it would just be too much. Just like 2020, 2019, 2020, it was too much for Lazio. The depth of Juventus reigned through for the Scudetto. So we'll see if we get top 4. We are not cowards. I don't think it's a conspiracy. The only way Juventus can make it to the knockouts is if we want to be like cowards and we're worried about top 4. We want to win the Europa League to qualify for the Champions League. Then there's no way, Jose, no way, Jose, because we beat you, Jose Mourinho. I always say, even if we're in the Europa League, fuck the Europa League, because just don't give a damn about it. Just play the starters every week for the Campionato, for the Serie A, the Liga Serie A, and take the Scudetto away for us. That is plan B, plan C, if we don't get the top 4 this year. That would be that would look bad on Pioli if Juventus pick up all 3 points against Milan without Pogba and Chiesa. Juventus will most likely lose the match this week. And just rally behind the second half. FINO ALLA FINE. Qualify for the knockouts. Qualify for the top 4. Get loaded, revamped, Milik supporting striker to Federico to Vlahovic. Supporting striker. I won't mind seeing Milik and Vlahovic up front in 2 striker central position. Chiesa on the right. Milik is involved in defensive duties. Push the ball to the wings. Push it away from the center. We have some ideas. Just how good are Allegri's ideas? We're going to find out very, very soon. But the Champions League was not his fault last year. Oh, mishandled the ball. That should have been a goal right there. How did he mishandle the ball? That should have been 3-0. What are we doing? How can you not score there? My God, this is what I'm talking about. This is how much better we can get if Chiesa is on the pitch. That is a goal. That is a world-class player right there. We need him in action. I miss Federico Chiesa too much. Don't forget, how would Juventus have done last year if Federico Chiesa run the pitch for much of the second half of the season? And that's a good question to raise. Oh my God, another counter-attacking opportunity. Maccafi Haifa, really, we're going to push guys forward. How do you not score there? You have to be fucking bloody kidding me. How is that not offsides? You have got to be kidding me. That should have been 2 goals right there. You see? The Bears were struggling against this team. You could have had easy goals. It was just a tad too early. You have to be kidding me. Fuck it, man. We're in the knockouts. Fuck that shit. Fuck Benfica. PSG will beat your ass. We're going to beat Maccafi. We're going to win at Portugal. PSG will rest their starters. They already won the group. They get ready for the World Cup. FORZA, here we go. FINO ALLA FINE. Let's end this with the chug, baby. Let's go. You'll get this. Get the Argentina World Cup. Get the Juventus to the knockouts. Right now, we will. We will. You know, under the anniversary of Magnelli in the club, the Juventus are ready to take the Scudetto next year. Let's finish it. Fuck it. Okay. Trying to exit the screen. What's he doing right there? Okay. Get a new laptop anyways, because they're ending with away update saying, okay, here we go.